and he's very religious.
Hold on.
Wait, did he talk about flat Earth stuff for real?
Yeah, like flat Earth and not believing in. Look, sometimes when you accidentally misquote someone who's saying some wild, he said something like he doesn't believe in space, or he does like crazy wild shit like that in these interviews with Michael Bisping, who's a serious MMA former fighter, journalist.
What did he say is out there?
Dude, you know what it's like talking to those people. When you corner them, they go like, "That's what you think, huh? That's what they want you to believe."
They should have pressed him harder and be like, "Interesting. What's out there? Fill us in."
I mean, there's a whole video of him talking about it. I don't like that shit. I feel like it's brain rot. I'd rather listen to Warhammer lore and learn about some nonsense that never did happen.
Dude, but you saying the flat Earth thing, like we've talked about before, that when I hear someone say that makes me believe they're less sincere. Because
some people believe it. Like all right, so I always say this because I think that people who are smart enough to be able to have a conversation that can prove the Earth is round, like you should be using your brain power elsewhere. Never try to dissuade a flat earther, because they come in two categories, and one of them makes up 90% of them, and that is the trolls.
Yeah,
they love pretending like they don't understand. It's the same thing as me, like, you know, like, I don't know how to turn this TV on, and then you watch the guy fiddle with it because you know there's a secret fucking knob, and you think it's fun to watch him flail about. You're trolling. You're getting a reaction out of them. You're goofing on them. But then there's the other 10%. They're the reason that these things persist beyond just a joke. They are mentally ill and people who are at the far end of the intelligence bell curve. Like, they're really far in. Like, if they were any dumber, we'd have someone looking out for them. Like they'd be, you know what I mean? Like really diminished people. And they start thinking, they hear someone say, this is one of them things they don't think you're smart enough to understand. You're like, yeah. People are always saying I'm not smart enough to understand things. Tell me more.
I get that every day.
But not you. You believe in me. Tell me about this flat Earth. They're trying to, you don't want me to know because why don't they want me to know? Those people exist too, and that's what Bryce Mitchell is, unfortunately. Like, he's a real dum-dum.
He says he's not. I don't know what the truth. His line is, I don't try to outsmart people. I try to outstupid them. And I say stupid things. And then they get themselves talking in a loop and they're very frustrated, and it's funny to me. That's what he says. I don't know where his truth is.
All right. I need to hear him say that then, because then it's a different story. Then he's in the other category with the rest of them.
Yeah. Then he'd be in the 90% of people trying to instigate a reaction.
I believe that 99% of the people who don't believe birds are real, for example, are having a big joke.
Yeah, that has to be a tongue-in-cheek joke.
You ever watch the Gangstalking videos? The people who think that there's a coordinated effort.
I know someone.
I guess I did too.
we dove deep into gang stalking. Taylor especially. He told us all about it. But we know someone who's had a bout with mental illness, and one of the things that cropped up, one of the ways that their mental illness presented, I would say, is they started believing that they were being followed by specific cars, and they would comment on the color of the car, like as like a red flag. They'd send you a picture of a car, and it's just a parking lot, you know, gray car, red car, blue car, yellow. And he's like, you see what I'm seeing? And it's like, dude, what are you seeing? Look at that Jesus fish. Look at those license plates. Look at that gray car. Come on. I'm not stupid.
Yeah.
I used to love those videos because they're crazy.
It's not a video. It's a text message.
Yeah. Well,
yeah. It was real. And it's like,
I haven't popped by the Gangstalking Reddit in forever. Let's take a peek.
And when you tell them, like, listen, I'm being real with you. I have no idea what you think is happening in that picture that's out of the ordinary. They'll be like, oh, okay. If you're going to make fun of me, then I won't even send this to you anymore. I was looking for help. They think you're making fun of them. Like you see it, but you don't want to say it.
I mean, it's tragic. Like, a lot of them are just like schizophrenics, but like they would post YouTube videos all the time, and they're like at the grocery store, and they're like, of course they're out of diet ginger ale because the gang stalkers got here first.
What?
You think like they went to the store and they're like, they knew you wanted diet ginger ale and they hid it so you couldn't get it. And they go outside, their plane goes by, and he goes, air stalkers. And I'm like, no, man, just playing sometimes.
There's a non-zero chance this guy's right.
Yeah, well, maybe this guy lives right next to the air stalking port. Some
That's
people
the thing is, you're like, man, can you imagine if you actually were a gang stalker and you're like, all right, today we're going to drive by his house 12 times in red cars. Everyone's got their red car. And he's definitely, it's going to piss the shit out of him when he sees, like the 5th time he sees that red car, he's going to go nuts.
How was your day at work, hun? Well, it was terrible. Spent all day speeding around in my red Tacoma, buying up all the Sprite Zero in the area.
He didn't even come to the grocery store that day. Our entire day at Gangstalking.
But as long as the government check clears.
He went to the grocery store on the other end of town. We had to rush over there.
Zero.
How do you do what you do? Because if that schizophrenic man gets his Sprite Zero, God help us.
I wish he was into fucking cherry cola.
I just went over. To the Gangstalking forum to take a look, and I haven't read all of this yet, but this is the top post from the past month. It says, my brother has been smoking meth for 15 years, and he says he's a TI, targeted individual is the term they use. And I can't help but be terribly saddened by this fucking bullshit. I hate it all. The whole community pissed me off. You guys are going to end up killing an innocent person who is doing a random thing that you fuckers think is related to you. I wish I had my brother back. All that fucking meth fried his brain, and now all he has are these stupid delusions. He even thinks meth is not bad, and that random shit means he's being targeted. He saw a fucking pipe, and it was a sewer pipe, and he thought it was a camera. And now he said he's going to a community who understands him. Fuck, I hate it all. Narcissistic fucks, all the people who believe this shit. You throw away beautiful families that love you guys because of your disease and stupid fixations and ideas. I hope my brother gets better, and I hope he doesn't harm us because of this stupid belief. This guy has been labeled a detractor. On the post. It says detractor.
Man. Come on, he sounds like he's working for the Gangstalkers.
Let me see some of the comments.
How can it be
cool story, fuckhead. Too bad this shit is real and has nothing to do with drugs or delusions. Maybe he is being harassed. Maybe he isn't. Or maybe you're just another piece of shit spreading disinfo to muddy the waters.
Wow.
I mean, I think the meth is probably the
probably the biggest problem for this.
It's definitely aggravating the situation. There's no way that meth would make you more reasonable.
Yeah, but Kyle, have you considered this? Go read about how East Germany Stasi pretty much invented gang stalking. It was called Zerstenstung, and the United States actually used multiple high-level Stasi members to consult them on various U.S. programs. Department of Homeland Security is one of those programs. They used former Stasi second-in-command. His name was Marcus Wolf, a.k.a. the man with no face.
No.
While I do agree meth can make people delusional, it also sometimes opens people's eyes to be able to see things that are going on that they may never have noticed before.
That thing about the Nazis, that's correct, because the Jews, right before Kristallnacht, they would try to go to the store, and the Fanta was always gone.
Yeah,
and they'd be like, "Where's the Fanta?" And they'd go, "We don't know," and then so that's where it all got started.
They are so upset about all of the matzah toast not being
so
there.
Bad. They kept to get
Hans, quiet. They are looking for it. We are going to get them so mildly upset by this. They are going to walk in and be like, "Where is the food we're looking for?" And we'll be like, "What are you talking about? It's right there." And then when they go to aisle 11, it won't be there.
So many times.
Like, it's
Edgar,
not that
you
the
crack me
idea.
up.
It's not that the idea of some sort of coordinated surveillance that would involve following someone or even some situation where they were trying to drive someone insane by doing exactly what gang stalking describes. I can believe that those things happened, but they happen in specific, like maybe even Cold War scenarios where we're trying to fuck with some scientist in Germany somewhere. They don't happen to Bill at the Circle K.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. No, because it's so much money being invested in one thing. Like, do you know how? You're telling me each of those people are getting paid? There's government agents collecting like government benefits who are driving around a dozen a day just in the red car patrol. And then each of them's got a guy in their ear, right? An earbud. And then there's Overwatch with planes and satellites too, huh? And they're like, you're finally starting to get it, Kyle.
Well, that's what's always interesting is you're like, why do you think they're targeting you? And they always have some crazy story about like, oh, I stole an apple from work in 1997. And ever since this coordinated group, you're like, I just don't think.
Or it'll be a lawsuit. So sometimes it'll be that. They'll be like, oh, well, there's that lawsuit where like I backed into that car and that they've been after me ever since. That lady told me I'm going to get you. And it's like, oh, shit, she shouldn't have said that.
I've noticed,
she didn't know you were sick.
I've noticed
that was an empty threat.
Like a lot of the like rationale for being targeted is kind of like a vague allusion to a level of knowledge that they're not supposed to have. But then like nothing concrete follows. It's like they're targeting me because I am aware that they're targeting me, because I'm aware that they're targeting me, because I'm woke enough to be aware of it that they're targeting. And it's like, this is so circular. And so many of these comments are just someone being like, you sound like a perpetrator, dude. And then the comment responding to that is like, classic perp talk. And it's like just a lot of people accusing each other. Yeah,
but this
is genuinely really sad.
It's hard to tell, though, how much of it is that other thing, though, because it would be fun to go on there and start making up silly shit and seeing how many of them would be like, yeah, me too.
Yeah,
but then here's the thing. The people saying me too could be you. Like, I'm writing a post about how batshit crazy I am, and you're in there like, oh, this is great. Yeah, it's definitely the Eagles following you. You should have never made that ornithology joke, dude. They're coming. They're coming.
No, treat these places like a zoo. You look, you don't touch, don't contribute to the madness of someone who's clearly having a mental episode. That's not a good thing.
Well, they're
to
not
be doing.
It might be a big inside joke that I could be a part of. I like that.
Some of these people are fucking Daniel Day-Lewis, because it's like this guy has been commenting a lot. It's like, and you're right. Like, they can point to examples of like, you know, this person who was a media figure who was going against the CIA in 1946 was targeted in these ways. And it's like, do you think it's because he's a media figure that was going against the CIA?
Yeah, you're not Martin Luther King.
Yeah, it's like, you're not that guy. Like, you're just a guy who sees red cars often, and that's okay. There's lots of red cars out there.
Yeah.
Who was that one celebrity, that actor who was convinced the Hollywood star killers were coming after him and his wife?
I haven't heard about this at all.
The one from God, he was in Independence Day.
Oh, Randy Quaid. It's maybe not Randy. Is it Dennis Quaid?
It's one of the Quaids. I think it is Randy Quaid.
It's the goofy one who was the drunk in Independence Day. I get them mixed up, like their names mixed up. But it's that one. He was in Christmas Vacation. That Quaid.
Yeah, the one that was in Vacation. It is Randy Quaid. Yeah, Randy Quaid. Wasn't it like Lindsay Lohan or some like somebody died? He's like, yeah, that's the Hollywood star killers. They're going around and they've been targeting me. I'm like, I don't think they're targeting you, man. You just kind of seem to live in a trailer and you're crazy now. But yeah, he's one of these guys who thinks he's being independently targeted.
Yeah, he went through a whole bunch of sad stuff, and crazy stuff. If I remember correctly, he was running from justice, maybe in some other state, in like a bus or something with his wife. And when they finally arraigned him and got him into a courtroom, he had this crazy, insano beard and was talking wacky. He may have like identified as like a universal citizen who's not bound by the laws of man.
Sovereign citizen, of course.
He said some crazy shit. And it's like, damn it, that's Cousin Eddie. That guy's like part of my childhood. I love that fucking movie. I love that character.
Do you want I found the second highest thread is someone saying, what makes you think you're important enough to gang stalk? And it has a bunch of
what are their reasons?
There's like an ongoing war in this forum between the true believers and a lot of people
really
coming
getting
and going up.
Who's just trying to get the false valor.
So this guy says, I never understood the whole train behind this. We'll say this is supposed to educate me. What makes you people like myself, who are nearly pawns in the society, think that you're so important that they need to hire families and several other agents to follow you around to merely do nothing? This is a genuine ask. And then one of the top comments is, so every individual on this earth is significant, especially DNA and the soul, which is valuable. Science and spirituality, I don't know too much on locally targeted individuals. Federal targets or government projects, as so many of us, a lot of weird punctuation here, forgive me, often may ask their handlers or their tech system, why me? Of course, there's never a direct answer that is given. Covert means covert. However, there are common traits, abilities, and themes targeted individuals often share. These include high intelligence or IQ, highly sensitive or empath, creative, gifted, with the potential to learn almost anything they put their mindset into. Also an affinity towards spirituality and or a religious background. Activists in their own right, they need truth. Lies cause them grief.
Wonderful intangible things.
In addition, I speculate a common trait some TIs have is a certain percentage of German Scandinavian heritage. Why wouldn't we be important if we possess so many positive traits and abilities as human beings? It depends on the type of gang stalking you're targeting. Experimentation types are federal. development of weapons, technology, medical treatments, and procedures. Money is made off of trafficked targets' brain signatures so that elites may game you as an avatar. It's remote human trafficking.
It's so stupid.
I love how half this board is people being like, see, look, that guy was taking pictures of me. And it's like, well, yeah, because you pulled out your phone. And you were it's like half the phone.
I was walking around the bus with wild eyes and people were filming me.
I was just running up to people with my phone and being like, are you stalking me? And then he pulled out his phone and he started filming me. That means I'm being stalked.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Dude, I do
like that's real.
The idea of being
Kyle has that going on all the time.
Oh, yeah. They're outside the door right now waiting.
An empath is just anyone at all who isn't a psychopath, right? Like when they say empath, they just mean someone who's capable of reading other people's human emotions.
There's degrees of that. It's
not really a superpower.
I thought an empath was like just shy of being able to read minds.
Like
I was going to say, I thought that was a psychic
Star Trek.
thing.
Yeah,
no, I thought it was.
She has empathic powers, though.
That's telekinetic because you can move stuff.
Was that Deanna Troi? Was Deanna Troi empath?
She was, yes, she was an empath. She had empathic powers that she inherited from her mother.
See, that's not a power.
I'd empath that, Brad.
If I look at you, I can
really, she is not happy. She's not attractive.
It was.
You don't think Deanna Troi was attractive?
Not even mid, as the kids say. That Deanna Troi is fucking. God. She's a fucking uggo. Okay, Deanna Troi is an uggo.
What makes her an uggo? Is it because she's overly fat or her face?
I'm pretty sure she's Greek, so. Got to be a ton of body hair going on somewhere, but no, she has an ugly face and she's got she has the flattest ass in Starfleet, and she's got all of Starfleet. She got the flattest. There's one good. I mean, that's being generous. There's a couple of good clips of her. What you want to search is